How did Alexander Vinnix almost get away with 850,000 bitcoins? And how did he manage to do that? Stay tuned until the end to find out. On Wednesday, a federal grand jury accused a Russian man for operating a digital currency exchange that he reportedly used to launder more than $4 billion for people involved in crimes, ranging from computer hacking to drug trafficking. According to local officials, Alexander Vinnix was arrested on Tuesday in a small coastal village in northern Greece, following an investigation led by the US Justice Department and many other federal agencies and task groups. In a statement released by the Justice Department, Vinnix was identified as the operator of BTC-E, an exchange that has been trading the digital currency Bitcoin since 2011. They claimed Vinnix and his corporation received more than $4 billion in Bitcoin and conducted significant business in the United States without following proper money laundering and other criminal prevention standards. Authorities in the United States have also linked him to the collapse of Mt. Gox, a Japanese Bitcoin exchange that was hacked in 2014. According to the statement, Vinnix obtained assets from the Mt. Gox breach and laundered them through BTC-E and TradeHill, a San Francisco-based exchange he owns. Just as new computer technologies continue to change the way we interact with one another and experience the world, criminals will subvert these new technologies to serve their own nefarious purposes, said Brian Stretch, the United States Attorney for the Northern District of California, where Vinnix was indicted. Vinnix was described by Greek police as a globally sought mastermind of a criminal enterprise. His arrest is the latest in a string of US operations in Europe targeting Russian cyber criminals. The US Justice Department announced last week that the dark web marketplace Alpha Bay would be shut down. The prosecutions come as a result of increased scrutiny of Russian hackers following US intelligence authorities' determination that Russia interfered in the 2016 US presidential election by employing cyber warfare methods to aid Donald Trump, with Moscow denying. Bitcoin was the first digital currency to successfully use encryption to keep transactions secure and pseudonymous, posing a challenge for traditional financial regulations. Over the years, law enforcement organizations all over the world have been able to follow Bitcoin movements and identify persons behind pseudonymous wallets linked to unlawful activity, frequently with the assistance of cryptocurrency experts. While Bitcoins can be purchased and spent anonymously using digital wallets with unique addresses, all transactions are recorded on a public database known as a blockchain, allowing the currency to be tracked. When Mt. Gox collapsed, an estimated $450 million worth of Bitcoin and $27 million in physical cash vanished, making it one of the most visible illustrations of how the unregulated cybercurrency industry can defraud investors. Mt. Gox banned all Bitcoin withdrawals on February 7, 2014. Withdrawal amounts are being paused to acquire a clear technical view of the currency processes, according to the business. A defect in the Bitcoin software makes it feasible for someone to use the Bitcoin network to alter transactional information to make it appear as if the sending of Bitcoins to a Bitcoin wallet did not occur, when in reality it did occur, the business stated in a news release on February 10, 2014. The Bitcoins may be resent if it appears that the transaction did not go through properly. Mt. Gox is collaborating with the Bitcoin core development team and others to address this problem. With all Mt. Gox withdrawals frozen and competitor exchanges back up and running, the firm issued another press statement on February 17, 2014, detailing the efforts it said it was doing to resolve security concerns. In an email interview with the Wall Street Journal, CEO Mark Karpeles refused to comment on growing customer concerns about the exchange's financial situation. He did not provide a specific date when withdrawals would resume, and wrote that if and when withdrawals were resumed, the exchange would impose new daily and monthly limits. According to a CoinDesk poll of 3,000 Mt. Gox clients, 68% of those polled are still waiting for payments from Mt. Gox. The typical wait time was 1 to 3 months, and 21% of poll participants had been waiting for 3 months or more. Mt. Gox published yet another announcement on February 20th, 2014, with all withdrawals still frozen, but no timeline for the restart of withdrawals. 2 Bitcoin fans continued their demonstration outside the Mt. Gox headquarters building in Tokyo. Mt. Gox has relocated its headquarters to Shibuya, citing security concerns. Mt. Gox Bitcoin prices have fallen below 20% of other exchanges, reflecting the market's assessment of Mt. Gox's likelihood of paying its customers. The CEO, Mark Karpeles, resigned from the Bitcoin Foundation's board of directors on February 23, 2014. On the same day, the company's Twitter account was deactivated. Mt. Gox halted all trade on February 24, 2014, and its website went offline a few hours later, returning a blank page. According to a leaked internal crisis management document, the company was bankrupt after losing 744,408 bitcoins in a theft that went unnoticed for years. Shortly before Mt. Gox's website went offline, 6 other major Bitcoin exchanges issued a united statement separating themselves from the company. Mt. Gox announced on its website on February 25, 2014, that it had decided to close all transactions for the time being, citing recent press stories and the potential ramifications on Mt. Gox's operations. Mark Karpeles told Reuters that the company was at a crossroads. During the Mt. Gox troubles, the value of Bitcoin fell by 36% from the 1st of February to the end of March. Alexander Vinnix, the proprietor of the BTC-E Bitcoin exchange, has been identified by the US Department of Justice as a suspected major role in the laundering of Mt. Gox's stolen Bitcoins. Vinnix is accused of facilitating crimes such as hacking, fraud, identity theft, tax refund fraud, public corruption, and drug trafficking during this time in the digital currency market, according to US investigators. Unplanned maintenance, according to the BTC-E, which has been out of operation for more than a day following Vinnix's arrest on Wednesday. BTC-E tweeted that service would be restored in the following 5 to 10 days. The exchange is one of the first marketplaces for virtual currencies. It lets users trade Bitcoin anonymously against a range of fiat and virtual currencies, and it is well known in the cryptocurrency sector for having loose identity verification procedures and refusing to cooperate with government enforcement. The identity of whoever was behind it was unknown until Vinnix's arrest. Vinnix is also accused of obtaining funds from the infamous computer intrusion of the hack of Mt. Gox, a Japanese exchange that was forced to shut down after losing £387 million in Bitcoin to hackers. Mark Karpeles, the CEO of that exchange, pleaded not guilty to charges related to the Mt. Gox's liquidation in a Tokyo court earlier this month. The 850,000 bitcoins stolen from Mt. Gox in 2014 are now valued at over £1.6 trillion. If found guilty, Vinnix faces a maximum sentence of 55 years in jail and a fine of $1.5 million. Chief Don Fort of the U.S. Internal Revenue Service's Criminal Investigation Division said Mr. Vinnix is claimed to have committed and assisted a wide range of criminals that go far beyond the lack of regulation of the Bitcoin exchange he operated. It is alleged that he stole identities, supported drug trafficking, and assisted in the laundering of illegal funds from around the world through his conduct. Exchanges like this are not only illegal, but they also provide fertile ground for identity theft, refund fraud schemes, and other forms of tax fraud. This scenario is all too often when there is no regulation and criminals are left unrestrained. Is it possible to get the money back that was stolen? According to a document released by PAG, ZP Legal assured Mt. Gox creditors that it felt it could collect up to 170,000 to 200,000 Bitcoin through tight cooperation with law enforcement. At the same time, the corporation acknowledged that it does not know the identity of all those involved in the heist. Finding the perpetrators will be up to law authorities. Zeleznikov told CoinDesk that the figure is an estimated based on the number of debtors ZP plans to take on as clients. Zeleznikov emphasized that his clients should not expect to get Bitcoins, but rather their current currency value. "I can't guarantee that I'll be able to retrieve Bitcoins," Zeleznikov told CoinDesk. "Only funds that can be forfeited by a court will be retrieved." ZP explains how the loss would be assessed in the document PAG communicated with the creditors. If you had a balance on Mt. Gox of say 100 Bitcoin on the same day it closed, you must convert this to hard currency depending on the current rate to compute your Russian police claim. The document states, for example, $10,000 worth of Bitcoin means your claim will be $1 million in rubles. A potential flaw in this strategy is that, like many other nations, digital assets currently lack legal status in Russia, and there is no defined technique for pricing cryptocurrency. Zeleznikov acknowledges that his firm will operate in the absence of established procedures. "We're not sure whether we'll be able to persuade the police to believe our estimates. We're entering a gray zone where no one has ever gone before. We're not promised anything," Zeleznikov said. "We assume we have certain legal skills and that there are some current regulations. We aim to use everything." He conceded there could be years of legal battles, police refusals, and legal practice formation. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, then like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more such exciting content. Until next time.